doing a dual live stream thing, live-o. Can you have a free bike? Nah, suck my dick, man. Oh, fucking hell, it's Daniil. How's it going, man? Right, I'm going to move my cameras around. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, oh, excellent. So you can join me here. Well, so, Ali, how's it going? Daniil, where in the world are you now? You in Leeds or whatever? I'll move this one down. This camera down. I've got two cameras, man. I'm double cameraing. That's fucking it now. The world is like futuristic. I cut my head off of it. In bed with your cat. My dog, for once, is actually being like pretty well restrained. Please break my shoulder and free play stay. Well, you won't be riding a bike for a while then. I'd like to point out that Daniil is the first person who has invented the what was it? Ribena and Ribena and Monster. Evening, how's it going? I do have my new webcam. It's here, but I'm using my phone at the same time on Instagram, and then I'm live. Oh, so I've got people on like two things. I'm not really talking about anything in particular today, unless you're really excited about talking geometry. It's gonna be quite boring. So, you know, it's on you. Ribena and Monster. That was it. We've come to a place in our geometry now that we're we come to a place. Oh, okay. Wait, one sec. Right, do you want me to get the other one then? Wait a sec. Not very professional. I've got to go in the fridge. Right, so before we do it officially, right, so sours are my new thing, okay? Excuse it. Right, started off with this. This is Zen and Berries, blueberry and ginger sour, made by Nirvana Beer Co. and London Fields Brewery. First up. So one interesting thing about this, straight up, is that I'm allergic to blueberries, but I don't seem to be that allergic to this. So that's good, because, you know, if I was allergic to it, I'd die. Next up is one of the best little breweries in the UK. This is Big Drop Brewing Co., and that's their sour. One that I'm kind of missing would be McKellar's Berliner, which I think counts as a sour. And finally, we've got Brewdog's Raspberry Blitz going on here. It's a Berliner Weiss, and it's called a Blitz. I don't know if that, you know, I don't know. Do you think it's kind of a bit close to the bone, isn't it? You might as well have like a Dresden or something. But yeah, okay, so sours. Something maybe interesting for you guys or not, right? Yeah, it's Brewdog, Raspberry Blitz. No. I got a big problem with Brewdog, but I'll tell you why in a minute. I'll tell you why. So yeah, I come in early because of the bells. Right. I don't drink alcohol. I know it's really surprising. I've got a whole load of it. Where's the cider? Oh, lost it. There we go. Well, I'm going to move the drink. I'll move the drinks cabinet soon, so it's easier. This is Sheppey's low alcohol classic cider. I'll move the drinks cabinet soon, so it's easier. This is Sheppey's low alcohol classic cider from Taunton. There we go. Right, got it all. Right, so I stopped drinking a long time ago. Just when I had my daughter. One of the reasons I ended up starting a bike company, actually, by proxy. I ended up with a clothing company because I didn't really have anything to do because all my mates went out drinking. You're welcome, Mark. And I didn't have anything to do. So I started making clothing. And then that led vicariously down the line to me meeting Tim, going out riding bikes. And then now we have bike company. So there we go. So I stopped drinking alcohol, but I still like, I don't really, you know, yeah. So I still like beer-like things, but they're not like crap ones. Back in the day, you didn't have any choices at all. Awful choices. Basically, you had like, what was it called? Oh, fucking hell, I've forgotten. It was horrible anyway. It's horrible. Caliber. Yeah, it's horrible. Thanks, man. So I got, you didn't have much choice. Now, all right, Sam, how's it going? Didn't have much choice, but now choice is a lot better. Now things are kicked up in the low alcohol-free world with sours, right? I think Beck's Blue is all right in that it tastes pretty bad, like Beck's does in general. So I guess it's accurate, scarily accurate. So let's get back to these ones quickly. We'll go and talk about geometry in a minute, but like all things that happen with Sick, you have to go for a massive tangent. First up, my biggest complaint is that we don't have any grapefruit IPA drinks happening at the moment. Tired. So let's go first. Zen and Berries, Nirvana Brewing, London Fields collab. All right. Smells eerily like kombucha. Eerily like kombucha. Now, most sours are like exactly the same thing as you expect it to taste like a beer, and it doesn't at all. It kind of, they're obviously not sweet because it's called a sour, but it doesn't seem to taste very much of either of the ingredients in it anyway. And that sounds like a bad thing, but it's not. In the end, it tastes like just a very, very sour, very flat sweet, like a soda. I do like kombucha a lot. So yeah, that's that one. We're going to go through all of these now. It's your own thing. Raspberry Blitz, Brewdog. Brewdog I have a few problems with. I think essentially in their heart, at least they started off okay, but they're kind of, their lawyers are absolute freaking imbeciles, man. Right, so we've got Raspberry Blitz, Brewdog. Immediately, in terms of like what it smells of, it doesn't smell like raspberry sweets. It smells like, you know, when you get a punnet of raspberries and it's kind of like an earthy smell rather than, yeah, it's not particularly like, yeah. It's pretty flat tasting, bit sour, not as good as this, but it kind of depends. If you were thirsty, it'll be perfect, and I could see on a hot day I could bang loads of those. Yeah, nice. That sounds good, Mouse. That one's good. I'm not going to open my my big drop because I'm saving these, but this guy it's just like yeah, he's banging. This guy, absolutely banging. You know, works really well. But the undisputed alcohol, low alcohol, non-alcoholic, and probably their alcoholic beers as well. Mikkeller, if you get hold of their weird weather, this one's destined for other things. I'm going to pop that in a pan later with some spices, and I'm going to have mulled cider later on, probably in the bath or something like that, which is, you know, that's good. Anyway, yeah. Do anyone have any questions on those? I'm doing geometry, but you know, Stella talked about drinking back in the day. Stella was like way too light for me. Like way too low alcohol. I wouldn't have been bothered with it. Would have drunk Stella before like 8 in the morning, but that'd be the only time I could ever do it. Mulled cider in the bath. What the fuck? Yeah, it's nice, relaxing. You'll find like yeah, I think I actually bought the Zen and Berries from Beer 52. Right. Wife beater. Stella. What? Stella's low alcohol, mate. When you cook with alcohol, do you use proper alcohol and butter off? Yep. If I'm doing like risotto or something, I use real wine. Warsteiner. Yeah. Worcester. White Lightning's all right. That was good. Frosty Jack's all right. But yeah, I used to drink Imperial Russian Stout, Guinness Foreign Extra. What else I used to drink? I used to drink those quite a lot. Delirium Tremors, that was good. Yeah, just banging it out. Nothing like nothing like it. You know, those are good. Those are days. Those are good days, you know. but yeah, mostly drunk like stronger Belgian beers and stuff. If I was like going Erdinger Weissbier's pen, Frosty Jack. That was your first hangover. My first hangover, the alcohol-free Budweiser, right? It's bizarre, isn't it? It's really bizarre. It's so close to the Das Real thing that it's very, very confusing. So yeah, really real. McEwen Extra, Special Brew. Yeah, I used to drink Special Brew, half Special Brew and half what was that? The cider called K, and we used to go Champagne. Can you get drunk from chocolate liqueurs? No, but interesting that you mentioned that, because just about 20 minutes before the live stream, I kicked off and had a hissy because I bought a box from Co-op of cherry Kirsch chocolate liqueurs, and I really like them, and I've left them at work on the desk for days in a row, and I was looking forward to those later. I would say like I will drink something. No, I would eat something as long as it would make me throw up from eating too much of it before getting drunk. Special K. Oh, I like Special K as well. A bit of ketamine off the side of a key. Now, does anyone have any questions? Before I move on to geometry, anyone got any more questions on my drinks cabinet? I'm happy to go into detail. I like it. It's interesting. I never thought I was going to get asked that. I was going to move this. Move this camera a little bit, just so you can see me more. Hello. All right, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got it. Oh, that's my face. There we go. You can see me a bit more now. Do you keep alcohol for guests? I have one bottle of Brooklyn Lager, and then I have like some alcohol for cooking. K and Coke. Oh yeah. Yeah. Driving with the brakes on. Yeah, I got the HD camera on YouTube at the same time. This is the new camera. Sarah, how's it look? Is it better? It doesn't look much better to me. Does it sound better? We can talk about drinking drugs. We do anything. It doesn't matter. That's the beautiful thing about having everything. Roundabout Pub and Plymouth, day sold pint mixer, cider, special brew with vodka, £3 pint. Perfect. Kids today. Yeah. Super HD beer. Yeah. It's got all come off soon after winter. I'm getting old now. My wife found some really nice pictures of me from a couple of years ago. I don't look as haggard. You can hear me. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that one's nice. Well, it's not bad. That's good. Nice. It's working. All right. So come to talk geometry. I've had a time recently with people. Oh my God, Ali's on both. Can you tell me which one looks better? I'm into cooking. Yeah. Um, I have dietary requirements, so it requires me to cook because a lot of the time, the things that I like don't really exist. This one's more HD, but has a delay. The YouTube one's worse quality with the new camera. How is that possible? Still don't understand this. Maddening. So maddening. Right, so I've come to talk. I've come to talk geometry to you, at you, with you. That's weird, isn't it? So I had a hell of a time recently with new people coming into it. This new people coming into the group, and that's strange for us. That's strange for us. Because we're used to having our clique, if that makes sense. And we don't have to explain ourselves over and over again to these people because they know what we do. They know what we do, And it's like there's this really, it's people saying it's my opinion that, and I just say, but if an opinion is completely and utterly without any value whatsoever, your right to an opinion is to stop the government silencing you over stuff. It's not for people like me to have, just because you say that's your opinion, it's not like a game of chess where you've won with that move. It's not like a special move on Tekken that kicks someone's head off. Well, that's my opinion, so I win. It's like, and then, you can't say, you can't sit in an exam and go 2 + 2 = 7, and they go, no, actually 2 + 2 = 4, and you go, well, that's my opinion. Okay, so an A for me because it's my opinion. Well, here it goes. Your opinion ain't worth anything. My opinion ain't worth anything unless it's something that I spend my life doing. So someone goes, that'll just snap. It doesn't. Well, it will. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, but well, it's my opinion, that'll snap straight away, but it won't. But the other thing is, it's like when someone says something like that, they don't realize that they're directly insulting your hard work. Lee spent 100 hours on a project recently. 100 hours on a project. But not only that, he spent a decade getting to the point where he can only spend 100 hours on that project and it'd be right. And someone has the indecency and the idiocy to say, oh yeah, well, that won't work. And we've now grown up in an era recently where politicians, etc., are so insistent they just can't be wrong. They just can't be wrong. And it's not just like, oh, Trump and blah. It's not just that. It's all of them. And it's not just politicians, it's people in the media, it's people who own big companies, people are so used to being like, but it's my opinion, so it's valid. It's not. Your opinion's completely fucking worthless. And a lot of the time you can't even reason with people. And I'd be embarrassed if I was in that case. Like if I'd gone, well, that looks stupid. Someone goes, stupid? That's not very tangible, is it? You don't like the way it looks. That's not very tangible. But saying it's going to snap, it's going to break, that is tangible. People that know nothing don't realize they know nothing because they know nothing. Yeah, it's true, but it's terrifying that now these people have a platform to talk. And more than that, other people believe them. So there's stupider people than the stupid people. and I'll shout them down every time. But at the moment now, like, I place so little value on these people. And do you know what? Right, I tell you that this is a fucking certainty, every time you go to their profile. Private. Why is it private? Because they don't like people intruding in their stuff. But also, on top of it, it will always be followers 4, following 95 billion. Mate, if you can't even attract the interest of digital bots trying to sell you hot girls or pyramid scheme stuff, or what's that thing called? The drink. Oh, fuck, I forgot what it's called now. Herbalife. If you can't even attract people trying to sell you Herbalife following you automatically on Instagram, you must be so fundamentally unlikable. You must be so little of a person that you're nobody. Like, you're less than zero. How did you do that? Can't even get a robot to like you. Like, you know, bring back. Like, I implore people to ask questions. I implore people to ask questions. That's how you learn, isn't it? By asking questions. When I started out, I'll be honest with you. When I started out in this industry, I knew everything. I knew everything, man. Because I'd struggled and I trained so hard to get to the point. But even then, I still didn't know enough. Like, without Brian Richards, without Brian from Download Cycles, without Ali from Fat Creations, without the guys from Windwave, without the guys from DBO, without the guys from like so many. I could list, like, Mark Noble, Clive Goslin. Without these people, I'd be nothing. I'd fall into the ground. Like, the joy of being able to reach out to Frank the World, made those great bikes for Spooky and for Underground. I've got to reach out to him and say, I don't know, man. You know, it's amazing. You got a serious question? Give me a serious question. You can give me a serious question. Then we're going to get on to geometry eventually. But you're here for the big show anyway. But that's, if anyone has questions, fry them in. I'll answer them. Fry them in. But I think it's, it's something. Okay, so here is my advice for you. If you can you have to know what you're going to be doing. Just having a bike shop it's Monday, my dudes. Just having a bike shop is no good. It's a waste of money. Throwing money in a hole. Creating something good around bikes is better. So I don't consider D&D a bike shop. It's culture that happens to have bikes. So I think that's more important. If I opened a bike shop myself, I would have something like Rafa did. So like Rafa. Yeah, Joe's just said it. That's it. That'll be it. And you would do custom builds, and they'd be real pretty on the internet, custom builds. If you want to make a living just selling off the shelf bikes and doing bikes, that you won't. So let me just answer a couple more questions for you. Oh, that was really gassy. Short or long chain stays? What's too short or too long? My opinion on this, and that means that take it or leave it. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide what chain stays work for you. But someone that I got a bike to last week, who was a bit concerned on the chainstay length, has written me a big thing today and said, "Nah, you're right." I think chainstay should be longer on bikes. I think they should scale up with the bike, depending on what the bike is. For the hacksaw or something like that, that's supposed to be very wild and skittish and reactive, just get it as close as you can. My rule on chainstay length is I never go shorter on the chainstay than will require you to make a manipulation to the seat tube. So if you have to bend the seat tube, or you have to, like do anything funky with it to slam the back wheel, I think that is too short for the bikes that we make for our riders and people who like our kind of stuff. So that's my guidance on it. And I think that the faster your bike is aiming to go, the longer it should be. Hi, Jordan. Quick question to let me know: is there any way plug VAT for the frame? Did the math made up 55% in the end? 55% VAT. What country are you in? If you don't mind, Thomas, do you mind messaging me separately and sending me a message on Instagram? And I can answer that offline. I don't know, and probably not. As far as I know, we can find out for you certainly how it's affected outside of the country. But I really don't know. I mean, I don't know where a 55% VAT rate would work anywhere, because if you had to pay it here, you wouldn't have to pay it in a lot of other countries. And if you didn't pay it here, you'd have to pay it on import. I'm guessing that you live somewhere that's a 24% VAT place. So if you pay it here and then you pay it again, yeah, I can understand. However, I mean, even if you did pay 55% VAT, it'd still be a lot cheaper than it's going to be when it's a production bike. So you'd still save money. But I'll have a look. Yeah, of course. My mechanics, 2 bike shops, cafe, World Cup. Okay, yep. Love coffee, love bikes. Wheels. Doesn't the fixer you have a bench? Well, that's a very different thing, right? So it doesn't have a bent seat tube, but it does have a little divot for the back wheel. But that is a road bike. I am nothing to do with road bikes. I work on mountain bikes, and I know nothing about road bikes. Zero, nothing at all. That's all, Tim. Do you think about mountain bikes as long as motocross bikes? Well, we've made a full 1458 wheelbase bike already. You're not misremembering. That's exactly. Never in about a long chainstay. Yep. Would you ever consider taking a sponsorship? No. I'll tell you why, Joe. I'll come back in a minute, Joe. I wish you'd make an XXL fix, he said. The tax isn't British, I believe. I don't know where the crowdfund is based. That's something that I'll have to find out for you, Thomas. Yeah, XL DFA is pretty close. Right, so sponsorship. Right, so Joe, it says you're looking to make a name. That is kind of okay, right? That's like saying, hey, sweetheart, I'd like to go on a date with you because I think my dick's really small, and I want to find out. I come really quick too, so I was wondering if it would be different. So, sponsoring a rider, they have to have what's known as an ROI, return on investment. So it means for every pound we spend on you, we need to sorry, I'll answer yours in a sec. Yeah, he'll tell you. No, but I'm gonna give you a series. There's people in this feed who do this for a living. He could probably tell you better than me. But no. I want to joke around a bit because it's a serious subject as well. Serious subject. But you need to get a return on investment from the rider. So it means that I need to recoup at least as much as I spend on you, but really I should get more. I mean, that's how business works. So each rider that you have should make the company at least the amount you spend on them. Now, bearing in mind that let's say that I spend £10,000 on you. Let's say that, okay? Your name alone would have to sell in the region just on your own of at least 100 bikes. You know, that's what you would have to do for the brand to make yourself. And remember that 10,000 isn't really that much money. I mean, bearing in mind that each race costs about 80 quid to get into. I mean, and then on top of it, you know, it's you know, transport, like tires, go for a lot of tires. They're like 100 and 100 quid for a pair, even at good rates. Resetting up your bike, fixing stuff that get damaged, because if you're racing, you're doing well. So unless you're like, I want to get my name out there, what are you doing already? Like, are you already podiuming? Are you already first? Are you coming first in lots of races? And if you're not coming first in lots of races, do people look up to you? If you do an edit, does 10,000 people watch it? It's a very tough industry. So yeah, I'm going to answer Sarah's question. Usually marketing bikes come from what they bring for the rider, but what does Sepnia Wolf expect from the rider? Okay, so they're two different bikes, but you'll find the Wolf is quite a good bike for a lot of riders. It's an everyman bike, the Wolf. We actually made it kind of as a quick one-off, that for a few of our mates. It's our best-selling bike by a lot. I don't know why, it just is. Sleipnir, you're going to have to be someone that really, really, really goes for it. It's it's a rowdy bike. Steep, fast, yeah. But what sort of attributes are required to enjoy sick bikes the first? The sort of rider that looks at the frames themselves and says, this is what I've been waiting for in a bike. My sales pitch is terrible, right? I do not like the idea of selling something to someone who doesn't want it or need it. I'm not a snake oil salesman. I'm not selling Herbalife, which I know that you like. I'm not there to do that. I'm here to make singular things. Me, Tim, Lee, and Sam, we like very similar things in bikes. We worship at the altar of of Spooky and Brooklyn, and all and Jan Kopile and stuff like that, Thanks, Chris. That bike, Hail Destroyer, is a product of us sitting down and going, why are we making so many enduro bikes? Like, we only need a couple of them, and it's like, right, I need to go back to what I'm supposed to be doing and focus on that and make sure we're doing that, because that's, the edits, like, what was it? Chain Smoke and like Cranked and you know like those edits that got you like buzzed back in the day. You know, people going big like Brett Tippie and Geordie Lunn, you know, and for better or for worse, Josh Bender, you know. Quality sells itself, doesn't need to be a story. Yeah, it's really easy. Someone was like, sell me a bike. It's like, I cannot be bothered. I'm too tired from just building bikes. Man, I think Joe Westwood got destroyed by me by accident. I didn't mean that. I wanted to be like, you know. Jack Meakin, I was wondering, because you know how long and slack your bikes are, does it wear the fork bushings out quicker? Okay. Would a steeper head angle and braking on a slope wear your fork bushings out faster? And let me go back. Go back. Also, remember, if you have a long travel bike, that you realize that when you bottom out the back, the fork already sweeps through those angles. And okay, I'm going to call one more thing as well. Angular strike. Okay, I need a something like that. Right. Yeah. Yes. All right. This is a rock or something, yeah? Some fucking trail obstacle. Got it? Here is your fork, and it's at a, let's say it's like a 68 degree, yeah? When it hits it, like that, it's a suspension fork, so the wheel angular strike still goes like that, but it's sort of, you know? And if it's like less, the suspension fork hits it that way, right? So the compression is not going up and down, but it's going back a little bit, okay? So these are things you've got to take into account, that when let's take it to its illogical conclusion. I love illogical conclusions. So say the fork's almost straight down, and then you're on a slope, yeah? So your forks are here, and then you're hitting like obstacles, and you're pulling the front brake, and your weight's over the front, right? So those forks are pushing back all of the time. Does the head tube snap? Did the bushings wear out? Nah. The bushing, I mean, when you think about it, unless the forks were actually out like this, you know, it's really not, it's not going. We haven't had any issues in them. In fact, I would say that, if anything, they're probably running a bit better than I'd expect after 2 years without servicing them, which is what it's been. Yeah, so when you think about it, you know, just a few things, like just to think about the forces, right? Do you think the force of this is greater than on a hill with the rider, with body armor, the helmet, water, the weight of the bike, steepness, challenging terrain, and not only that, of a 200 mil caliper on the front being grabbed? What do you think? Head tube was now. It's 9, not 8. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how many times I go through this, and we still get the same thing. We've been riding it like it for a couple of years. But not only that, right? Here is one more thing. Our bikes were specifically designed to be built like that. What about the World Cup riders that have still had the same mainframe for 5 years? Carbon mainframe, about 5 years. And they've been putting angle sets in to get the fork slacker and slacker and slacker and slacker. I think you find most of, like, you know, this is one of my favorite things, is look at the brands who 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago, were saying about this geometry was a fad and it was stupid and blah 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 blah. And now, once they finally got their new bikes from Taiwan with the adjusted geometry on it, they've suddenly released these new versions of them that look staggeringly like what us and a few other smaller brands who were crazy fire brands, only a few years ago, who are, making bikes that were going to snap that still haven't snapped. So, yeah. Question. Someone said, are you suitable women bikes? So in the past, I have been flippant about this point, and said, a woman's bike, I don't know what you mean. Unless you're riding it, steering it with your tits, why is a woman's bike going to be any different from a man's bike? I have been pointed out fairly recently that in general, the height of women is a lot smaller, and obviously smaller. I'm a small person myself. We hadn't taken into consideration much smaller bikes. Now, one of the big problems is that you can see my BTR sticker if you like. You guys can't. Oh, there it is. There. There's my BTR sticker. Sorry, you guys didn't get to see that. Higher, like a lower standover, would probably be better. I don't think you necessarily need a shorter top tube. A little bit lower standover might be nice if you're shorter. One of the biggest problems we have is a lot of our bikes are a perfect storm combination of long travel, big tires, and big wheels, and a lot of that just isn't suitable if you're kind of short. The good news is that okay, you've clarified it. Thank you. The good news is that we are thinking about that now. Usually hearing ladies' bike gets me bored. Now I'm interested. So basically we decided for a ladies' bike, it needs to be pink because they like that. It needs to match their nails, and it's got to be color coordinated and have tassels. No, that's Tim's bike. I'm thinking about Tim's bike. So basically, yeah, I do have a maybe not women specific, but smaller people are. I don't really care about gender too much. Like, so many of my friends are sort of, like these genders that it's never going to say woman's bike on it. It will probably say for tiny people. Do you think a longer longer YouTube? I love this. I love that spelling. I love autocorrect. Do you reckon a longer YouTube? Yeah. So the short stem reversed. Look, right. Okay. Right, Ali. Like, every bit of sense on earth says that is a stupid idea, right? But I've never tried it. And I'm sure, ergonomically speaking, it won't work. But until we make one of them, I can't possibly know. So what if we try it at some point and see what happens? Just curiosity. We'll see what happens. A bike for tiny people. Finally, a bike for me. Yeah. Well, Zamet's not very big either. He makes me look like Cantello. So what we're looking for is to get a little bit of a bitch. The bitch. So it's just going to be like, lower, a little bit shorter and stuff. But how'd you get that? I've always thought like when they make a women's range of bikes and they put all of these like compromised things in it, and it's like you need to be giving, if you're treating women like they're not as good at riding as guys, which these bikes clearly are, then you should be giving them more advantages, not less. not giving them dated geometry and farm gate standover and just painting it pink. It's like, it's absolutely ridiculous, you know. We should be getting, for people that aren't as tall, shorter than average, you need this. They still need like a slack head angle and a steep seat angle for absolutely shredding it. I like throwback handlebars, by the way. They're fun. 5.56. Oh man, Instagram Live's just gone down. What's the chance of that? That sucks. Oh, it's painful. That was going well. It's stuck in me now. Well, I guess that's that. I'm gonna go and play GTA now. So, well, thank you for sitting on this live stream. YouTube, where is that? It just died off, man. Like Instagram, just my phone just, it overheats and then just goes. Whoa! Did you see that? Oi, look, the focus. I'm sorry, but wow! Holy smokes! The focus is like automatic. That's good, isn't it? That was so good. So, yeah, I'm talking to just you guys now, right? So the next thing I've got like a light set up and a mic and stuff, so I can do my podcasts and video blogs and stuff a lot, easier. Sound lag though, I don't know why it is at the moment, but I'm going to try and sort it out. I don't know why it is, but I'm trying to sort it out. It's using up 75% of my RAM doing this live, so I think it's something to do with that, and we'll find out and we'll fix it. But yeah, apparently the sound's okay. So cool. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you later. Have a good evening, and yeah. What am I supposed to say at the end of these things? Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. No. Also, I kind of need it like the screen to be here. No, where? Like the screen needs to be like here. I'm still looking down, aren't I? How did the professional podcasting dudes do it, and it's so slick, and I'm just like, I'm trying. Okay.